Very difficult to deal with.
Right hand.
Oh my goodness. You heard about that.
Now the elbows. Her deep close in the distance.
Oh my goodness.
UFC 320. A night of insane violence, statement performances, and one of the most shocking title fight knockouts we have seen in years. Alex Pereira just detonated on Magomed Ankalaev. This was a first-round knockout, early in the beginning of the fight, in a way that truly, absolutely nobody expected. So, shout out to anybody who predicted this, because this knockout came absolutely out of nowhere. From the moment the bell rings, Alex Pereira presses Ankalaev so hard. Ankalaev's up against the back of the cage. Alex Pereira is ready to throw bombs. And I think going into this fight, you could see the energy. Alex Pereira was in a completely different mindset. He had something to prove. His last performance, the decision loss, was just not really characteristic of Alex Pereira. It was slow-paced, he looked lethargic. Coming into this fight, the complete opposite happened. He pressed Ankalaev right to the edge of the fence, and Ankalaev, honestly, it seemed like he wasn't ready for that. He was kind of in a defensive position up against the fence, throwing front kicks to Alex Pereira to try and keep him at range. But Alex Pereira was just on him from the moment the bell rang. And 20 seconds into the fight, he lands a devastating 2 to Ankalaev and drops him. Ankalaev goes down to the ground. Alex Pereira swarms on top of him and just rains down first punches and then downward elbows and finishes Magomed Ankalaev early in the first round. This was a make-or-break performance for Alex Pereira, and he pulled it off. Now the question is, what's going to happen next? Is the rematch going to happen? Or is Alex Pereira going to move up or even retire? Because that finish was so early, we didn't really see much in terms of skill from Ankalaev or even Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira had no adjustments to fix it all. Going into this fight, everyone was talking about Alex Pereira needing to do this and that. In my video, I predicted Ankalaev to win. I thought Alex Pereira wasn't able to match Ankalaev in the tactical boxing and striking. Alex Pereira proved that, in the striking, he's not worse than Ankalaev. And in fact, even if he was, Alex Pereira's power allows him to not need to be better technically. Because, as we saw, his power was so devastating. He dropped Ankalaev with the first real solid punch he threw. And I think the main reason he had so much success and he got a finish so quickly was the fact that he pressed Ankalaev the moment the bell rang. He gave Ankalaev no room to breathe at all. It almost seemed like Ankalaev got more startled than he even did get just straight up outclassed. Ankalaev did not seem ready to exchange with Alex Pereira on the feet. And that paid off greatly for Alex Pereira. And he proved once again that he's the best light heavyweight in the world. As for what Alex Pereira is going to do next, I don't know if he's willing to do a rematch with Ankalaev, because there's a guy at heavyweight now, Tom Aspinall, who after he fights Sandhagen is not going to really have any legit opponents left for him at heavyweight. That's where a guy like Alex Pereira can step in and create one of the biggest super fights in history, going for his third belt. That's what I think he should do. I think the UFC agrees with me. They would rather have Alex Pereira go up a division and risk him getting knocked out in a massive fight, but still be able to keep his light heavyweight belt, than do a rematch with Ankalaev that, to be honest, is not that hype, at least in comparison to the other options out there. I'm kind of leaning on the side of Alex Pereira going up to heavyweight, and I think that's what's probably going to happen. But I can also see a rematch for Ankalaev, because it was really early in the fight. Maybe Ankalaev comes out there and makes excuses for himself. Says he wasn't ready, or the stoppage was bad, or he just got caught early, and that's a 1 out of 100 chance or something like that. Maybe they try to build that trilogy. But there is another option, Carlos Ulberg. He doesn't have a lot of hype, his wins haven't been that great. His best win, I guess you could consider a knockout over Dominic Reyes, but Dominic Reyes was washed. I don't know if Carlos Ulberg has a name big enough to go up against a guy like Alex Pereira, when there's such a big option of Tom Aspinall. And for Yuri Prochazka, he fought on this card against Roundtree. Insane performance. He was down the first 2 rounds. He seemed like he was getting outclassed by Roundtree. He was getting countered. He looked a little bit off in the first 2 rounds. But in that 3rd round, he was able to pull off the knockout against Roundtree. An insane knockout. The problem with Yuri is, he lost twice to Alex Pereira by finish early in the fight. I just don't think it's possible to ever make a fight between Yuri and Alex Pereira again as long as Alex Pereira is champion. So I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Pereira goes up and fights Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight championship after the Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall fight. And now after this win, Alex Pereira, I feel like, has asserted himself back into the all-time conversation. People before his fight against Ankalaev in the first one, people were talking about Alex Pereira potentially being like a top 10 of all-time fighter. But after that loss against Ankalaev, all that talk pretty much went away. Even me, I thought Alex Pereira was just getting too old. A new level of fighter like Ankalaev came out there. And Alex Pereira just can't keep up with this new guy who's too quick, who's too skilled. He proved that entire narrative wrong. Alex Pereira is a top pound-for-pound fighter, and the guy's like 38 years old. And I think pretty much everybody's happy with this result. I was predicting Ankalaev to win, but I did not want Ankalaev to win. I don't think any of us wanted Ankalaev to win. Now that we got Alex Pereira as champion, especially the way he won, it wasn't a boring decision. It was an insane Alex Pereira-style knockout. We got another star back. Alex Pereira is not gone. He's the champion. And we're going to get some entertaining matchups. We're going to get some super great fights. This was probably the best result possible. A knockout in the very beginning of the first round. You couldn't dream of a better performance for Alex Pereira.